Hi, I'm Alana,
Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Pinch of English, Dash of Morocco.
the official podcast of the American Language Center.
Today we're talking about weddings.
Yeah, favorite topic of my students. So
Yeah,
we
it's
like this topic.
Yeah. So we're kind of doing like we're trying to compare or just know, like, share. I'm gonna share the Moroccan side and you can share the American side.
Yeah. So of course, huge differences when it comes to how both countries do their weddings.
Yeah.
And I know in Morocco you actually have different regions have some different traditions.
Yes.
I'd say in the US, overall, they're pretty much the same.
The same?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, some people do something a little different, but it's basically the same.
The same thing.
Yeah, same formula.
All right.
So
if we're gonna start with engagement,
yeah.
like how it is in the US, is it like a big party or something, or
Okay, so I think from watching movies that most people probably have an idea that it's usually just the man. Here's
proposing?
Getting an engagement
Yeah.
ring. It has to be a diamond. No, it doesn't.
It
It's
doesn't
changed. In the past, it had to be diamond. But now a lot of people are changing the tradition. Maybe no stones or sapphire or just, simple bands. But so he would, buy a ring, and as we see in movies, he's nervous.
Okay.
And invite the woman he wants to marry on a date or trick her, just
Surprise her.
And it should be a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and then he gets down on his knee and says, "Will you marry me?" And it's really common in movies that she accidentally eats it, or he hides it in food.
In a burger or something, or in a cake or something. Yeah.
So I don't know how often that happens, but I think from what I understand of Moroccan engagements, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, it's different in that it's just very personal. It's just between the man and the woman. It's you don't really get the family involved. I'd say maybe 30 years ago, and probably still in some families or subcultures, you still might have the man first ask the woman's father for permission to marry his daughter. Really not common. That's not normal anymore. For Americans, usually it's just the man and the woman. They probably dated for several years, maybe even lived together before deciding to get married. And it's just a really, it's a big decision. So, and then they're engaged. And then if she says yes, and puts the ring on, they're engaged. And then after that, they'll figure out the details. Only after. First, it's just doing the ring. And again, only the woman gets the ring at the engagement.
Not the
man. And then, what about in Morocco? Because it's different.
Yes.
Right?
So for there are two options. For example, if she already knows the groom to be, he will inform her that, okay, this day will come me and my family to your house just to kind of, propose because he has to kind of propose to her father. So it's not just her and him. It's her and him and their families.
Okay.
So he would inform. She's not surprised. She knows they're coming and they kind of prepare. So it's not a surprise.
So he would tell his family, and she would tell her family to expect his family.
Yes, exactly. And she also knows that he's coming this day to propose. Okay. Sometimes the two, the groom to be and the bride to be, they don't know each other. So for example, they see her outside or something. It's less now, but it exists. Okay. So they just come and they say, oh, for example, I saw your daughter there, and I would like to marry her, and I would like your blessing and all that. So in this, they ask her if she wants to marry him. Okay. So sometimes she doesn't know that he's coming. Okay. So if she doesn't know him before,
Is it okay? Is it like the groom and the woman's dad, like talking to the woman's dad or the woman's mom?
It's mainly dad.
Okay, so it goes to the dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's him, his family, talking to her dad, asking for like proposing and asking like, I like your daughter and I want to marry her, you know? So they like making it official.
Okay.
So it's both options, it's families are involved.
Okay.
So once you want to make it official, you need to involve families.
Okay.
So it's not just her and him. No, families needs to be involved.
And does that count as engagements or?
Yeah. Because I think at that point, everybody knows that they're like officially together.
Okay.
You know?
So they're going to get married.
Yes, at the end, of course, it will lead to a marriage because they start preparing for, you know, marriage and all the steps we're going to talk about during the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that point, does he give a ring?
Yes. And it doesn't have to be a ring. It could be like, usually they get something gold.
Okay. So.
It could be like a necklace or something. And because there are other steps.
Okay.
Because, for example, it could be just the first step we call ta'aruf in Morocco. So
that means to know?
Yeah, the families know each other. Okay. So it doesn't have to bring a ring at that day. Okay. So it's mainly his family knows her family. They know it's serious. They know it's leading to a marriage. So they could bring something gold. They could bring, like a tissue for jillaba or a kaftan or something. They bring dates. They bring henna. Okay. So during that day, like the groom will bring this to the bride to be.
Gifts. Okay.
Yes, like gifts. Okay. Yeah. And it's called like here ta'aruf.
Okay.
Yes. So they get to know each other, like introduction.
Step. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
For Americans, between the engagement and the actual marriage, it's just a lot of planning. I mean, there's not much going on. Like official. It's just they're still living their life, you know. It's usually the woman who does the plans because it's the woman who cares about her dream day.
Yeah, usually women.
But I think for most marriages in the US, it probably takes like from being engaged to like it takes like a year and a half to actually plan like the big wedding. Like smaller ones can be, you know, much shorter engagement period, but that's basically it. You get engaged and then you plan a wedding, then you have a wedding.
Yeah.
There are sometimes couples might have like a prenuptial agreement, and that's like a contract before getting married saying that in the case something happens, we're pre-deciding who gets what. And usually that's if like the bride or groom has a lot of money and they don't want to lose it all.
Yeah, they want to protect it.
Yeah, and a bad divorce or something. Yeah. So they kind of make a pre-agreed, pre-agreement contract kind of. But that's not too common.
Yeah, it's not common in Morocco too, but recently with the divorces and the problems with divorces and all that, some have started to do that.
Okay.
Just a few. It's not really common, but I know some people who did that.
Okay.
Yeah, just to protect themselves because they feel like, oh, nothing is certain. There's no guarantee. So let me protect myself.
Yeah.
But it's not really that common in Morocco.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I know anyone who's done it.
I know just one.
Okay, you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, it's not common, but we know they exist for me at least.
So you told me like it's engagement and preparing for the big day.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And for example, for you, the big day is like one day or like a series of days?
Okay. Well, and I didn't do this personally. And, but there are a little more planning. Like in America, the bride, she will have, actually the bride and groom, they choose either family or, sisters or brothers, and they have their bridesmaids, and the groom will have his best men, groomsmen. So they each have like the maid of honor is the bride's like her best friend, friend or sister. Like I was my sister's maid of honor. And the man will have his best man, and they kind of help plan. So they do host some parties, not always. Again, but there will start closer and closer to the wedding. There will be more get-togethers between the bride and groom's families and these friends that are the bridesmaids or the groomsmen and the best man and the maid of honor. And so, like, all the bridesmaids, they usually wear the same dress.
Yeah, I saw that in movies.
Yeah. So they will either kind of wear the exact same dress or just different dresses in the same fabric. And so they will have to go and try them on. And so there's some like parties or, get-togethers centered around that. And then there are bachelor parties and bachelorette parties, and that's when all the men involved will go have like a crazy
night before.
Yeah, and there's movies actually.
Yeah, about that.
And the bridesmaids the women will go have a party too, kind of celebrating last time before freedom.
Yeah.
And then there's also a bridal shower for the women where the bride will receive gifts before the wedding. And then she also receives them at the wedding. So I don't know, lots of gifts. So there's a few parties, but again, like the wedding, and that's like very close to the wedding. And but the wedding's the big day. And then the week of the wedding, you'll start having people coming from out of town. Friends and family who live in other cities will come. And, the bride and groom will have to help them arrange for hotels and stuff. And usually the night before the wedding or a few days before the wedding, they'll have a big fancy dinner or lunch, and it's called the rehearsal dinner. And that's when the parents and the close family and the bridesmaids and the groomsmen will come and kind of practice, like walk through what they're supposed to do
during the big day
at the wedding. And that's, it's not too big. Again, like people with more money and kind of more traditional families might make it bigger. But I think now people kind of make it simpler.
Yeah.
But let's go into Morocco, because I know in Moroccan culture, there's a lot of parties.
Yes. I mean, back in the years, I think now things have changed a little bit. But back then, I think the marriages and weddings used to last for 7 days. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, my mom took me to a wedding, and I remember that we were there like for 7 days.
Wow.
I don't remember the details because I was so young, but every day we were celebrating something. What was it? I don't remember.
Okay.
But it was like a long week of just celebration.
Okay.
Just celebrating the groom and the bride. So every day it was a celebration, and it lasted like 7 days.
That's cool.
Yeah. And actually we stayed because it was far from where we live. So we stayed in their house for like 7 days.
Okay.
And then it was really like just celebration every day and joy, and everyone was happy. And then they were wearing like takshitas, kaftans. Every day was like a different outfit because it was a different, occasion. Now things have changed and it's less. Now it's like 3 days. So you have kind of, the first thing is Dripsdak day. It's when the groom to be and the bride to be, they have like a small celebration with just family and very, very close friends sometimes, where they sign the like marriage contract.
Okay.
So we call it Aqd Zwej.
So the first day is the contract.
Yes.
Okay.
So they kind of sign, and they're like officially married with that. And then the preparation for the big day starts. So we have like the hammam ritual, where like the bride takes her friends to go to the Moroccan hammam. I'm sure you know. Moroccan hammam. So they kind of treat themselves like they do masks, scrubs, just like they groom themselves. So it's just her and her friends like doing the hammam ritual. Some who are like they like have money, they can rent a hammam because they're usually they're like a lot. It's like her and her friends and her mom, maybe cousins, her sisters and cousins, family. So they go together and celebrate her and just like treat themselves all together.
Okay.
So after the hammam, we have the henna party. Henna party, again, it's about female like friends of the bride, like come together. It's also a celebration. There is music, like Moroccan music, shabi, and they wear, some wear kaftan. Usually it's not a takshita because it's not really the big day. So they wear a kaftan or a gandora or something. Those are all traditional, Moroccan outfits. And they kind of celebrate the bride, and they put like henna on their hands.
All of them, not just the bride.
No, all of them. And especially the one who are single. So also they kind of put henna on their hands. So it's also a celebration, but it just between females. There are no like men involved. And this one could involve more friends than family. So you could have friends on this one, not like Drips Dak Day. Drips Dak Day, it's like strictly or mainly. I mean, this maybe there are some exceptions, but mainly families, like the groom's family and the bride's family. So after henna, you have like the big day. So usually it takes place, and some people rent a venue. Others use like a roof, like or a yard if they have like a big yard, or in front of their house, like they do a tent.
I've seen those.
Yeah. So it depends. It depends on your budget. It depends on a lot of things. So these are the options. It's either a venue or a tent outside, or the roof, or like a yard or something. And then you have people usually coming in takshita, in a kaftan. Men are in like tuxedos. Some few wear like jalabas or jabadors. And then like celebrate this union of like this man and women. And so you have, of course, Moroccan music, and it's like the celebration. It's just like the bride changes like outfits depending on each region. So she wears like the Fassi outfit, the Amazigh outfit, the Sahrawi sometimes outfit. So it goes all the regions of Morocco. So she has a lot of changing to do during that night.
I've seen that they've added now like the white dress. That's
yes, at the end.
Some of them like add a
yes
for the cake. Right?
Yes, at the end. Yeah, at the end. So she starts with the takshita from different regions, and then at the end she'll wear like a white dress just to cut the cake, and then like she can like end the day.
The cake.
Yeah. Usually for foods, it's like the first thing is tea and Moroccan cookies, the first thing. And then some people like can serve like meat, can serve chicken, can serve pastilla. It depends also again here on your budget. So it depends. For if you got like a lot of money, you can go like do lots of food and do sushi and do like menus and a buffet, and it depends on the budget. If like there's a small budget, it's like usually it's like 3 dishes and then dessert. So and there is like the big Amaria.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, when they take the bride on the
chair thing, not the chair, but
it's like a table kind of table. So
scary.
they hold the bride and also the groom. So it's a little bit scary. Like kind of start moving her.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I've seen it, and she looks terrified.
Because there's music going on at the same time. So kind of they follow the music, and sometimes I've seen some brides fall.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes it's just just not really that serious, but some like bad incidents. But so this is it. Like mainly the process of the Moroccan weddings. Like if we went and with each like step. Yeah.
Can we talk about the time?
The time. So usually a Moroccan wedding starts at 9
at night,
9 p.m. Usually people start coming at 9, and with all, because I told you the bride has so many outfits to change, so you could imagine how long this is going to take. So usually it ends at like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It's usually like they have tea and cookies. They have dinner at at the wedding, and then they stay there like at 5
and they
till
serve
5.
soup at the end sometimes, right? Like a breakfast soup, or
No,
it's just cake. Okay,
no. So it's Moroccan tea and cookies, and then dinner, and then they could again bring tea and cookies
in between.
Yeah, and then the cake.
Okay, so final.
Yeah,
it's the cake.
Yeah.
I have to
Some
say,
people don't do the cake though. Again, it's up to your budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like this is how the wedding should be. It's about your budget and how much you want to kind of spend on that day.
And the cake is like very Western. I mean, it's like imported. It's a foreign thing, right? So that's kind of not all.
It's recent.
New.
It's recent with like the white dress and all that. It doesn't. I mean, it was different before. We didn't.
It's not tradition.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
And sushi too. I imagine.
Yeah. They just added it recently. I mean, sushi is involved in everything recently.
In
every
sushi.
occasion.
It's okay. I'm fine with sushi.
So what about American wedding? Is it this much of events?
I just wanted to say, because I mentioned time, I've only been to one, which is weird. I've lived here so long. I've only been to one like real Moroccan wedding, not mine. And that was before I got married, and it was like it's a relative of my husband, and no one told me
about the time
would last until like the next day. No one warned me. I was not prepared. And I just remember I was almost hallucinating. I was so tired. I was like, when are we leaving? Why are we still here? I was so confused.
When did it start?
Probably 9. I mean, we might have gone there like 10. And I just remember like, this is really late. And then just sitting there forever and ever and ever. And like not understanding like anything. I don't remember, because I was just with the women. It was like it was at a hotel, so it was a nice venue, but like the men had their own tables, the women had their own tables. So I don't know if I was sat next to anyone who spoke English, and I was just like, what is happening? So I mean, the bride, I'm sure, was very happy to have her big day, and like all her outfit changes. I was just so tired and unprepared for it to be that long. But
for American wedding, how like the time, how much it takes?
Not
that long.
And so what happens, it's like I said, there's a rehearsal dinner the night before, a day before, and then it's usually on the weekends because people work, people have school.
Yeah, same thing for here.
And it's usually, I mean, for most Americans, and traditionally it's changed. People would have like the wedding where the bride is walking down an aisle. And a church, because it's a religious wedding, not for everyone, but of course there are lots of people who aren't Christian, but they walk down the church, and that would be like in the morning, so 10, 11 in the morning. So the ceremony where you exchange vows, you say, will you love this person forever till death do the part? Death do you part? I don't know it. I do. Will you?
Yes.
Take this person, and then so you usually have a religious person do that part traditionally, and that's in the morning usually, or morning, early afternoon, and then either you at the church they'll have a area for a party. So then after that, everyone just goes to a party, or everyone drives to a different location for the party. And that would be dinner, usually dinner. And there's dinner and dancing. And that's called the reception. So the actual marriage ceremony is often in a religious place. And then you go to the reception at a hotel or a venue, a historical house. And, people make speeches. The maid of honor would often make a speech, and the best man would make a speech. And then it's very important for the husband and wife now to have their first dance. So it's kind of everyone leaves the dance floor
for them,
and they just dance, and everyone watches. You have a DJ. Usually it's not live music unless they spend more and have a band that can do a lot of different types of music. They'll have a DJ, and I mean, that part is kind of optional when you leave, but that could last late, like midnight, but not until 4 or 5. No. And yeah, you only really have one dinner. You don't have to have all that food. And of course, there's a few, and again, that it could be lunch or dinner, and there's a few traditions with that. Like at the end of the wedding, the bride will have a bouquet of flowers that she's supposed to have when she walks down the aisle. Actually, no, this is before the party, after the ceremony. So she's wearing her white dress, and she'll stand like outside the church or wherever they did the ceremony, and she'll turn her back, and all the women who are unmarried will stand behind her, and she'll throw the bouquet, and whoever catches it is the next one to get married.
Is it true?
I don't think so. Especially like back then, it was just like, 50 years ago is more like just waiting for a man to propose. But now it's like you kind of know if you're going to get engaged or not anytime soon.
Because I've seen some people like fight over that bouquet.
Yeah, in movies especially. But again, like now people are just more aware of like if they're dating someone, if there's anything serious coming up. I mean, if you're completely single, like you probably know you aren't going to be the next one to get married. And then so that's throwing the bouquet, and then during the party, the couple should cut the cake together. So they should both hold the knife and cut it. And then some people will smash the cake in the other one's face, but a lot of people, they've done their makeup, the bride, and doesn't want that to happen. And so at the reception, the party, it really just depends on, like if a family brought kids, they'll probably leave first. If like the older people might not want to stay up late as like the friends of the bride and groom, so they might not, like the parents in that generation, they might go before. And then of course they'll go, and there's one tradition where the man carries the wife into their house, like for the first time. I don't think a lot of people do that. Again, especially in America, a lot of people live together before getting married. But if it's a more traditional family and they didn't, he might just carry her into their house, and then they go on a honeymoon. And so that's like a luxury vacation for a week or 10 days, up to 2 weeks probably. So that's, also for Moroccan weddings, after when we end like all the celebration and all that, they kind of plan like a honeymoon. It could be like a week or less or more. It depends again on your budget. Some people kind of just travel here in Morocco, like usually go to the north. And some with like more budget, they can like go like abroad, like Spain or something, or it depends again on the budget. But they have like those kind of 3 to a week or 2, like a honeymoon. Just the bride and the groom by themselves. For Moroccan weddings, usually the guests, when they come, they bring gifts. They bring gifts. So it's usually there's for example, the guests are coming. You find here the groom's family, not all the family, but members of the family of the groom and the bride. They're just welcoming people, and then asking them to enter and all that. So here you could give like the gift to the parents.
And then enter without the gift. For American weddings, do you do this, or you give the gifts before or after?
No, you bring them to the wedding. I don't know. They just seem to disappear. I don't know. I've never really kept track. And again, like I moved here when I was 23, so I actually missed like most of my friends' weddings because I got married after I moved here. So I hadn't been to too many where I was responsible for a gift. But I think they just like have a room or a table in the back where they put the gifts, and like they aren't, they're open like after the honeymoon. But there is a bridal shower where it's like a party with family and friends, usually just female. And they also bring gifts then. And I don't really understand that. I think it's just to help the bride set up her new house. But so in the US, what they do is you can have a bridal registry, and you'll have, especially online now, is really nice. But in the past, so it would have to be like you choose a store in your city and you go to them and make a list of things you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would tell people we're registered at the store. And then people want to buy a gift would go to that store and see what's on the list and see what people haven't bought yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one way to really meet the couple's needs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then you don't buy two because they'll say, well, someone's already bought them, the teacups, so we don't have to buy them the teacups.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And of course, now it's online.
Uh-huh.
So like Amazon has a gift registry, any shop, especially house goods. You would have, and usually it's house goods.
Mm-hmm.
So like towels and dishes for the kitchen, blankets and stuff. That's usually what is on the registry.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of gifts do Moroccans give at weddings?
It's the same thing as you said, and also sometimes they kind of bring something like gold, like a necklace or something, and usually they give it like a head.
Mm-hmm.
And some give money, so they the bride and the groom use it for like what they really need.
Okay.
So it depends. So that we have kind of the three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And usually like close friend and family members give the gifts before the wedding.
Okay.
Like before, in case like they want to prepare before, and also they know what the groom and the bride need.
They can ask.
Yeah, they can ask because they're close to them, so they can ask. So they can bring what they need. Like for example, they get washing machine or something, so they could offer that as a gift, or they can give money.
Yeah.
Or as I said, it could be stuff for the cuisine or something. So usually it's that. Or a necklace or something. It depends.
Okay, so practical. Usually it's practical.
Yes,
the idea you're making a new house.
Yes.
Furnishing a new house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
For Moroccan weddings, I mentioned that people usually dress into like takshitas, kaftan, jalebas for some, men, and tuxedos. For you, what do you like wear? Like there's a dress code?
Well, the bride does the white dress, and
so she just have like one dress throughout the...
It depends. I think for the reception she can change into more of a party dress, but for the ceremony, white dress, and I think often white dress at the reception, the party, but she might change if it's easier to dance. But it's usually just dresses for women and suits or tuxedos for men.
For men.
Yeah. Not too much. I mean, there's this rule, and you've probably seen it in movies, where like the groom isn't supposed to see the bride in her dress until the time of the marriage. But that's it. And the dresses can be really expensive. Or you can get them cheaper now, like with the internet. But they should be fitted. And you've probably seen also like women fighting over dresses in movies. If there's like a big discount sale. I've even heard like people saying like, oh, I found this cheap wedding dress. I'm not even like going to I don't even know someone I would marry, but maybe I should buy it now.
Just in case.
Yeah, and it's a good price. But yeah, it's basically white dress. And then, it depends on the venue. What you would wear like as a guest. So if it's a night wedding, you would wear, you could wear black, darker colors, a little more fancy. If it's outdoors, it should be lighter colors, maybe with flowers. So it depends also. And people have, it depends on how fancy the wedding is too. Like my sister got married like 10 years ago now. And it was mostly outdoor at this very casual. It's a very casual place. So people, like men, were wearing jeans and button-down shirts. So it was very, and that was fine. Like it's almost wear what you want. So it really depends on the place, and people kind of figure that out. How it's going to be.
So for Morocco, usually the outfits like wore by the bride, she doesn't buy them. Like the Negafa like brings those outfits.
Okay.
She does prepare stuff. She does prepare like takshidas and kaftans. Usually she doesn't wear them, or she wears one or two during her wedding. But it's mostly stuff from the Negafa. She's the one involved with her styling her during that day. And usually she has outfits from different regions of Morocco.
Okay.
So she wears them. So those outfits does not belong to the bride. The bride. Not like, for example, like for you, no,
you buy them.
You buy it.
Yeah. I think maybe men can rent their tuxedos. But usually the women buy them, and that's like they keep it. And like they keep it until they pass it on to their children, just as a memory. But because tuxedos can be really expensive, especially if they're like good enough for a bride on her wedding day. Yeah. I imagine it'd be expensive if you have to buy like 7.
Yeah. So usually she does tuxedos and she does kaftans. Mm-hmm. She might wear like 1 or 2, but usually the main outfits she wears during her day are given by Negafa, the ones in charge of her styling that day. That's nice. That's nice. She doesn't have to buy like the 7 outfits. Okay. So just she pays the Negafa and she provides all those kind of outfits for her. Yeah, that's important. Yeah. Okay. So that's mainly it.
That's cool. Yeah. I need to go to more Moroccan weddings. And Morsi, our tech guy, is going to get married soon. Yeah. But you're not having a wedding, are you? Not for the moment. No. Okay.
And I think it's gonna be like a small, very small and intimate. So
not us. We're not invited.
I'm not invited.
Have to wait for you.
Okay. I mean, also I shared the same idea. I don't. No. I mean, I prefer to kind of have a small celebration, like between family and very close friends. Yeah. And then spend the money of like the wedding on like a honeymoon, like a good honeymoon, or just travel and enjoy ourselves more than like do that big wedding and spend all that money to like
for other people
because you're mainly doing I know it's for the groom and the bride, but a huge part it's for the guests. So I kind of joined Morsi's idea on this one. So mine also is going to be very intimate and really, really, really small.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to know your impression, like the first impression when like you went to a Moroccan wedding. I know you were shocked by the timing. I know. What else?
I think for me, it was because it was like soon after I moved here. So within a few weeks of like coming here to live. So I think I was still surprised that men and women sat at different tables. And I know like for some weddings, it's like they're at completely different venues.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I forgot to mention this one. Yeah.
And again, back then, like my Arabic was really weak. So I think I felt not being with someone who spoke English was harder too. What else? I mean, the dress, like my in-laws my husband's family were really nice and had gotten me my own tuxedo by then. So that was fun to get dressed up and, traditional clothing. I still have it. It's green. And, but it was nice. I just remember being really tired. So that was my main impression. Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning the part where some like say like men, like they're like divided men. I mean,
men and women.
Men and women are divided. It also depends on the families. Some like they're all together. Some like they divided by tables, and some like 2 different like places. Yeah. So we have those 3 options. Just to add this detail. Yeah. Because I forgot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, different, like, because in the U.S., it's like you sit next to your husband or wife or whoever you came with.
Yeah.
So, it's very different.
All right. So I think we went through it all.
Yeah,
like, we compared a little bit, saw the difference between the 2.
Yeah.
Shared.
Always fun. Yeah. It's always fun to compare the 2 cultures and how the traditions.
Yeah,
So,
because I've never been to an American like wedding before. I've just saw them in movies.
Yeah.
So it's literally fun to know from like an American, like what happens during that day.
Yeah, I think, I need to go to Morocco. I need someone. I need to find someone who's having a big wedding. But yeah, it's always a fun topic when I teach it. So I've had, students tell me how important the food is. And a lot of them say they're too expensive. Just spend on something else. So there's that too.
Okay, one time I went to a wedding and I didn't know either the groom or the bride.
Oh no!
So I just went
awkward.
like as a guest, and I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Nobody asked me actually. Nobody said anything.
Who do you know? Or
no, I just sat there and I danced and I enjoyed myself. And I called one of my friends and she came.
That's so fun.
And it was really a beautiful night, really. And it was like they didn't ask. Yeah, they were just enjoying themselves, and we ate, we danced, and was really good.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's really strange and crazy.
Nice you could do that.
I can't do that now.
I should do that.
No, I can't do that now, but I did it when I was like younger. Yeah. I was a little bit crazier than now. And, calm.
I would do it. I would stick out.
All right, I guess we...
we'll say goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk to you guys later.
Yeah, see you soon. Bye.